On October 30th, 2022, at approximately 7 o'clock p.m. in the township of Plymouth, Pontiac Soltice was traveling northbound on Beck Road, just south of North Territorial, struck Mr. Warrem Flagg. Mr. Flagg was walking across Beck Road from the west side of the street to the east side of the street. The vehicle stopped for a moment and then drove away and left the scene northbound on Beck Road. Plymouth Township Police and Fire units immediately responded to the scene, as well as the Western Wayne crash team, to investigate the accident. Unfortunately, due to the injuries sustained from this accident, Mr. Flagg did not survive the accident and passed a short time later. His wife Julia is here with us today. Julia, thank you for being here today. Witnesses at the scene, we received one 911 call. We identified a second person that was at the scene. We know from those witnesses that others were there. The investigation evidence was recovered from the scene that identified a particular vehicle, a Pontiac Soltice. It was the vehicle that struck Mr. Flagg. There was damage on the passenger front of the near the headlight, as well as the passenger side and the rear near the antenna. As the investigation ensued, we had worked with our partners at from the state of Michigan, as well as federal law enforcement agencies. We've also working with Pontiac Soltice groups in the area, as well as bump shops and vehicle repair shops, working to identify who was driving this vehicle. Mr. Warrem Flagg was a longtime Plymouth Township resident, a very successful businessman, and much loved by his wife of 11 years. He was a father, and Mr. Flagg was also a grandfather, and he will be sorely missed in our community. In Plymouth Township, we have a very close-knit, tight community, and losing Mr. Flagg was devastating to us and devastating to the Flagg family, and that's why we're here today. How can the public help us? The public can help us if anybody that evening on October the 30th, 2022, about 7 o'clock, was in that area and saw something that might help with our investigation. Please contact the Plymouth Township Police Department. Our phone number is 734-354-3232. And you can also contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. Any other thing that we would be looking for is anybody that maybe there's a rumor, or maybe there's Pontiac Soltice in your neighborhood that you saw some damage on. Any information that we have that could help with the investigation. And also for the person that was driving the vehicle. Do the right thing. Contact us and let us know what happened that night. You know, Mr. Flagg was a loved member of our community, and we will not rest at the Plymouth Township Police Department until we determine who was driving the vehicle that struck him and killed him that evening, that Pontiac Soltice. Again, I want to thank Crime Stoppers. There is currently a $2,500 reward for the person that identifies the driver of that Pontiac Soltice, and we are able to make an arrest in relation to this investigation. Thank you.
In the words of the talented songwriter Lanny Wilson, Warren had a heart like a truck. He was loved by so many, and he shared his love with everyone. You never had to wonder if he cared about you. Everybody knew. He was kind of everybody's everything. He was the guy you called at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when you knew you had to put down your dog. And he would carry the dog to the car. He would carry the dog and put the dog on the table at the vet's office. And when the dog was done, he would carry you to your car and take you home. He was the one that always stopped at the grocery store to pick up an extra gallon of milk, or answered that phone call at 11 o'clock when the toilet just wouldn't stop running. There's so many people who miss Warrem Flagg because they counted on him. A lot of gals were single. A lot of gals worked 2 or 3 jobs and always knew that Warren was a handyman that you could always count on when things didn't go just the way they're supposed to mechanically go at your home. And the businesses that he supported, the Holiday Market and the Picnic Basket and Newspire, they knew they could call on him to do anything at any time. And every time he came home from Home Depot, he always had a little flower to put outside in one of the urns at the offices so that the secretaries had something pretty to look at every day. He was a wonderful, great, loving man. And he is missed sorely by his family, his grandchildren, and his 3 adorable great-grandchildren who counted on so many more years of joy and love at Grandpa's lap that now, sadly, has been taken from us. If you know anything, please speak up. Anyone that ever had a dispute with Warren always could go to him 5 minutes after a sharp word and say, hey, can I borrow 20 bucks? I've never known anyone who had all of his debts always repaid. So if you had a sharp word and you didn't say I'm sorry, and you let him down and you didn't apologize, or you ran him down on October 30th, it's time to make amends.
Crime Stoppers of Michigan is offering up to $2,500 for any information in the murder of Warren Flagg. If you have this information, please call us at 1-800-SPEAK-UP or leave an anonymous tip at www.1800speakup.org. Remember, at Crime Stoppers, you cannot leave your name. That's why we're able to say you will remain 100% anonymous.